I wanted to talk with you guys today about a really easy grounding technique that you can use if you feel like you're experiencing anxiety or just stress, or your emotions are getting a little flared up, or just any way feel discombobulated in this place that we call a home, right? I'm somebody that deals with anxiety a lot, and it can be really challenging, especially depending on the situation. It's something I've noticed with just people out and about, and also something that my clients do experience as well. So it is an issue and something that does definitely need to be addressed. And the reason I really wanted to do this video today as well is because when I'm talking specifically to my clients and I say, well, what kind of tools do you have that help you with this? They kind of go blank, or they sit there, and it's like they have this awareness of having this thing that is difficult for them and dysregulating in ways, but they don't know how to help themselves or how to fix it. So today I want to talk about, this is a basic grounding technique. Some people call it like it's like the five senses. Some people call it like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. It's something that I use that has been helpful for me, and so I hope that in sharing it with you that it will help you in some way as well. So this technique is basically about grounding you and bringing you into the present moment, bringing you more back into your body instead of in your headspace here where things are just kind of jiggling and moving around and ruminating and spinning, just to ground you and bring you back into that space. And we're going to do it utilizing all of our senses, right? Because they come from all over our body, and doing that will really help ground us firmly in our body. We want to really work on that mind-body connection, and bringing those things together is what's really going to help us. When you focus on one or the other, that's when you have problems. So that's why I really like exercises like this that incorporate both things. So we're going to be focusing on sight, touch, hearing, smell, and taste. So just think of them as your five senses if you are having trouble remembering which ones. Now, I will sometimes do these out of order. I don't think it matters so much unless you're going on the degree of difficulty in which ones you're trying to match up. But as long as you're doing them, it'll help bring you back. So if you mess up or, switch two of them, it's totally okay. It's not about getting everything exactly right. It's about bringing you back into your body and having that connection. So try to focus on that as you're doing this exercise. So the first thing that we want to do is very simple. We want to look around and look at 5 things that we can see. Can be anything. It doesn't have to be fancy or colorful or amazing. It's just the focus of like, okay, there's a book on the table. I'm going to look at the book right now. I might read the title, but I'm just really noticing and being very aware of the book on the table, right? Being present with the book on the table in that moment. Then we're going to move on to another item. Maybe it's the clock on the wall. So you're looking at the clock on the wall, saying, okay, I can see the clock, I can see the hands. It's 3:45. The clock's ticking. Okay, next item, really. And it's about being in the moment with those objects, not just like naming a bunch of things off randomly, like a clock, bush, tree, rock, whatever. It's not about that. It's about being mindful and present and really acknowledging those items. So that's the first thing, what you can see. The next thing that you want to do is you want to pick 4 things that you can touch. Now that can sometimes be hard depending on where you're at, but I'll show you very quickly what I can touch on me that could bring you into the space and is acceptable and will work. So the first thing I can do is I can touch my hair, right? I can feel how soft my hair is, right? So focusing on what it feels like underneath your fingers. The next thing I can do is I can touch this earring right here. And the earring is very, it's solid, right? It might be a little bit cooler, right? Because it's metal. And just really focusing on what I can feel. You can even kind of run your finger along the shape a little bit if that's something that helps you kind of calm and ground into that. I can feel my skin, right? I can do on my cheek or on my nose. I can even touch the back of my hand. That totally counts. Something else I can do is I can touch my shirt here. I might go on the hem down here. Maybe it's easier. But really touch the fabric of the shirt. Feel the fabric of it. Is it soft? Is it hard? What's the texture of it like? It might be smoother or rougher depending on the thread count of something. It might have a texture to it if you're wearing a sweater. So those are things that you can use for touching 4 things. You can, if you have an animal with you, I would highly recommend petting that. That's very soothing and calming as well. Usually their fur is nice and soft and fluffy, and that helps. So you can touch anything that's around you, but if you're panicking, like, oh my God, I'm not near anything, I can't touch anything, use what you have on you. You can even touch like your eyebrow and feel the hair on your eyebrow. So we want to make this basically as accessible as possible to you while you're trying to do these things. The third thing that you want to do is you want to focus on what you can hear. Now this one can be really difficult for people because maybe you're in places where it's quiet or silent, right? Sometimes I'll do this in the backyard. So I'll listen to the birds chirping. I might hear a car driving by. I might hear the hum of somebody's air conditioner. I might hear something buzzing by me. Maybe I even make a noise like I'm on my chair and I kind of do one of these little things on the fabric, where it makes a noise. I might do that noise and listen to that. You can listen to the sound of your breathing as a noise. That counts as well. You can try to listen sometimes too if we're in a heightened state of awareness. Sometimes we can hear our heart beating out of our chest. Maybe you might hear your stomach gurgle a little bit. There's different things that you can hear that are internal as well as external. Even maybe saying a word and listening to the sound of your voice, that can count as well. So if you're struggling looking for things to listen to, these are areas where you can draw your focus and your attention. The next thing we have on our list is we want to go down to 2 things, right? And 2 things that we can smell. Now, this one can be a little bit tricky because we might not really be paying attention to. We're used to scents or smells. If you have a cologne or a perfume on, or someone else does, that can be a smell. You can try a flower. You could smell your hair, see if your shampoo's in there. You can smell maybe, if you're reading a book, books have a scent to them too. That like nice little library booky smell that you get. That can be a smell. There's a lot of different things you can smell. Even smelling the air, right? Like the air smells different inside and outside versus like air conditioning and fresh air. So you could even smell that. You might see what you pick up if you just take a strong inhale of things. And that's being really mindful and redirecting you to that moment as well. The last one can be a little bit tricky depending where you're at. And we want to go down to 1 thing that we can taste. Now, if you have some water near you or coffee or tea or soda or whatever it is that's your preference, beer, wine, maybe you're having a hard day, maybe that's near you and you take a sip of that and really just be aware of how that tastes on your tongue. Maybe you have like a stick of gum or a mint or something that you can put in and taste that. Maybe, you've got something nearby you can put food in. Or maybe you just taste the taste that's in your mouth, right? It doesn't matter what it is. You just need to be tasting something. And that is the last thing that you need to do. So to recap, the exercise is 5 things that we can see, 4 things that we can touch, 3 things that we can hear, 2 things that we can smell, 1 thing we can taste. So if you can remember that, that will help you get that mind-body connection going and hopefully help you feel a little bit more grounded. So hope you try that out. Let me know how it goes for you. I would love to hear your experience with it. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you have an absolutely beautiful day.